Hi everyone, bonjour à tous. It's Rue. It's been a while since I've posted. I have been really busy recently with travel, but now I'm back. It's summertime, and the season has got me thinking recently about like vacation, beaches, ocean. I won't be going to any of those places anytime soon, but I have brainstormed some ideas about my ideal vacation, and I thought that I would share it with you. This is going to be more of a chatty video. As you can see, I am speaking mostly in English, but the vacation destination that I will be talking about is, you probably guessed it, France. Right now it seems like I might be a little bit obsessed with France, even though I've never really been. I went on a layover once for like one night maybe, at I think it was Charles de Gaulle Airport. So yeah, I've never really been to any of the places that I have researched and will share with you all, but I hope it just gives you all some ideas, and maybe it'll spark conversations for people who have been here or who do live here, to just talk about it. So without further ado, I want to share some ideas of places to visit in France, and I have taken some notes for you all. So you can see here places to visit in France, les endroits visités en France. So the first destination that I will be talking about is, of course, bien sûr, Paris. Paris is probably the most famous city that people think of when they think of France. It is the capital of France. It is sometimes known as the city of love or the city of light. So you see here, c'est la capitale. La capitale, it is the capital of France. It's sometimes known as la ville d'amour, the city of love, la ville d'amour. Sometimes it's known as the city of light, la ville de lumière, la ville de lumière. And I think it's just so romantic. Of course, people think it's like a city where you do go to shopping, fall in love. So some attractions that you might want to visit when you're there is, of course, the Louvre Museum. You can see in French it's spelled le Musée du Louvre, Musée du Louvre, and you will find the Mona Lisa there, so lots of famous old works of art. I believe you can also find lots of like historical artifacts in there. There is also the Musée d'Orsay, Musée d'Orsay, and that is also an art museum that is very famous in Paris. I believe the most famous part of that museum is that it has many artworks of impressionist paintings. In French it's called l'impressionnisme, and it's a very beautiful style of painting that comes from France, or at least it's very famous in France, and it's kind of in the name. It's like impressionist, so the I'm not an artist, but like the brush method is more loose. It uses a lot of vibrant colors. It depicts maybe like everyday things or things in nature, like you think Monet, water lilies, just really, really beautiful colors and scenery. And of course, you can see I tried to draw here. It's the Eiffel Tower, La Tour Eiffel, La Tour Eiffel, and near a street called Champs-Élysées. The street is called Champs-Élysées, and it has a lot of famous landmarks like the Triumph Arc. There's lots of shopping there. So yeah, it's just a very old, very cool city. There's so many things to do there. It's actually broken up into 9 districts, neighborhood. I don't know what the exact translation is in English, but it's 9 arrondissement is what it's called. So arrondissement is those districts around Paris, and there's 9 different ones, and each district has a lot of its own unique attributes and places to visit. So definitely something to check out. You could probably visit Paris for a year and still not see all that there is to see there. So it's just very cool. It's also a very old city, especially compared to, say, USA, where a lot of our architecture that we have is maybe from not too long before when I was born, maybe 100 years old. Whereas in Paris, like, there's a place where right now it's luxury shopping. I think it's like Saint Faubourg, correct me if I'm wrong. And that's also a place where Joan of Arc was in 1400 or something. And it's just mind-blowing how much history there is in that one city. So that's Paris. I'm sure you guys already know about Paris, but one city that I would really love to visit there, but that you might not have heard of if you are not from France, is called Marseille. So you can see I wrote it here, Marseille, and that's supposed to be kind of like an ocean wave because it is near the coast, near the Mediterranean. So things that are distinct about Marseille is they have these beautiful, I don't know if you call them cliffs, but it's like a natural feature on the water, and there's like these white stone rocky structures that you can walk all along, and there's like greenery growing out of them, and it's just so beautiful. And in French, that structure is called les calanques, les calanques. And it's just a beautiful place to go hiking. Maybe if you can find like a boat tour, you can boat around those structures. There is also in Marseille a historic port called Le Vieux Port. Le Vieux Port, I think it literally means like the old port, where you'll find just a lot of history there. A lot of, I'm sure there's good food, like seafood there if you're interested in that stuff. There is also this super cute neighborhood, you could call it. It's called Le Quartier, let's say Le Quartier du Panier, Le Quartier du Panier. And there is like cute art and boutiques and cafes, lots of local food. My impression of it is that it's very, very local. Of course, there will be tourists there, but that is just a very cute and aesthetic place to visit. And if you are interested in something maybe more adventurous, there is a big old castle called Le Château d'If. Oh, here, Le Château d'If. I think it might even be on an island, but it's like this old historical castle that you can take tours of. And there is also a famous museum there called Le Muséum. You can see it here, Le Muséum, and it's a museum of European and Mediterranean history. Muséum is actually an acronym. It stands for Le Musée, so the U is kind of like lowercase. Le Musée des civilisations européennes et de la Méditerranée, I think is what it stands for, so that's Muséum. So yeah, just super cute seaside city. If you're into that kind of stuff, if you're not into maybe like huge city, then Marseille might be something that is a bit quieter, a little bit more nature for you. So that's something personally that I would love to have the opportunity to visit one day. Another city that I found interesting is called Bordeaux. So you can see I wrote it here, Bordeaux, Bordeaux. And the thing that I know a lot about Bordeaux, and that I'm sure a lot of people have seen, is it's a wine capital. So if you have, I think especially red wines, you might see that it's imported from Bordeaux, and that is because it is sometimes known as the world capital of wine, la capitale mondiale du vin, la capitale mondiale du vin, the world capital of wine. Bordeaux, I'm not sure if it's the whole city or like an area of the city, has also listed as a UNESCO heritage site. And so it has a lot of French history there. There is also La Place de la Bourse, is like a chateau maybe, but the thing that is very famous about, you can see I wrote it here, La Place de la Bourse, is it has this big fountain, and is like, gives the impression that it is glass. Like you can see the reflection of the palace, and you can see like the reflection of the environment around it, and it is just beautiful, especially I imagine when there's sun out or it's like sunset, and it's just looks like there is just glass on the floor, but it's water. I think, from my understanding. Again, these are places that I researched to visit. I have never been here before. So yeah, if you've been or if you live here, please educate us in the comments. I would love to know. Another place in France that I've heard a lot about is called Lyon. You can see I wrote it here, Lyon. And it is oftentimes known as the French capital of gastronomy or food eating. So if there's any foodies out there, this place seems like a must. C'est la capitale de la gastronomie. La capitale de la gastronomie. And Lyon is also famous for a festival of lights that takes place in the wintertime, I believe around Christmas, but in French is called La Fête des Lumières. La Fête des Lumières. La Fête des Lumières is a festival of lights. Lyon is also the capital of Gaul. I think that's how you'd say it in English. La capitale de Gaul. And it is a very, how do I put it? I'm not a history buff, but has a lot of quite ancient historical significance of France, but also I think other places in Europe. I think the Gaul was actually like a people of Europe or of France. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it dates back to like many hundreds of years ago. The structures here, like there is an amphitheater from the Roman times, so yeah, like literally almost 1,000 years ago or something, and this amphitheater, you can still go visit its ruins. So a lot of history there. So that is all of the stuff that I noted down, but there are many places to see in France. It's, I mean, compared to say the United States, it's a very small country, but it's still a very diverse country with lots of different geographies and cultures. All the way like north, you have Normandy, which you guys might have heard there is historical significance from the Second World War in Normandy. And in the south, you have places like Nice, Marseille. Nice is, I believe, another also just beautiful place near the ocean. And on the west side, you have places like Strasbourg. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's actually on the border of Germany, so it's known to be a very multicultural city with both German and French aspects. And pretty much many people who are from there speak both German and French and incorporate many parts of both cultures because it is right on the border, on the river there. So yeah, that is just something that I wanted to chat about and share is my vacation ideas of going to France. Again, I do have other interests other than just France and French. Let me know if you guys would like to hear other travel inspired topics or language inspired topics. I could maybe do some language speaking in Chinese, or I've recently been learning a little bit of Spanish and Russian just on Duolingo. So my language is really, really rocky for those languages, but it would be fun to just learn on, this little YouTube community. Let me know if you'd be interested in hearing any music. I am in a bit of like a Joji phase right now, so I've just been on my little electronic keyboard, like covering some Joji songs when I'm in my emo phase. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to leave any comments in down below, and also to subscribe. That would mean so much to me and to all of the people who have already commented, subscribed, and liked my videos. Thank you so much. I'm so surprised that I think I have maybe 200 people in my little YouTube subscription. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you later. Bye.